Banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Jack.
Here for a Saturday edition of high school football. We got Thomas Dale Knights taking on the Prince George Royals here in Prince George, Virginia. I'd say if you had to pick a game and circle it and dot it of what game I was most looking forward to in this year's schedule, this is it. What do you think? I mean,
of course, from what I've seen out of Prince George all season so far, plus my alma mater ties to Thomas Dale, this is definitely the one I was most looking forward to. But looking at how they've played this season so far, I'm just excited for the game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, fun fact, me and Jesse both went to Thomas Dale, so interesting. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, I mean, you've got two teams who are undefeated. I was reading an article earlier saying that this is the game of the week just because they're calling it the South Side Showdown.
Yep. Not a very good kick by Thomas Dale.
He got to him fast.
They did get to him fast. He caught it at about the 30. Good thing is that he did run backwards to about the 25, so they at least made up for the bad kick on the special teams effort.
We got Prince George going to start the game with on the 25-yard line.
Beautiful day for a ball game, ain't it?
Beautiful. That was what we were talking about. It's unfortunate it got moved from last night, but what a day.
What a day for a football
Definitely
game.
a much nicer day than it was. They're going to hand off to Alex, who's going to take it up to about the 31.
He's out to about the 31-yard line. Gain of about 6. Going to bring up 2nd and 4.
Talk about a kid who's having a year already. Curtis Allen has 51 carries, 425 yards. He's averaging 8 yards a carry.
Those are monster numbers for a kid. It's like we were saying that one game where he had 178 in the first 3 quarters of the game. Easily would have been a 200-yard game that first game out of the season.
He did get stopped after gaining about a yard.
Bring up 3rd and 3. About 32 yards.
It's going to be Prince George with the ball, 3rd and 3 on the 32. A lot of communication through Thomas Dale's defense.
A lot of shifting, too. It almost either seems like they weren't ready or didn't know what they were supposed to line up like.
Yeah, Thomas Dale did call a timeout already, so it looks like, kind of like you're saying, I think there was a little bit of a miscommunication.
Clock only down to 10:44 left in this first quarter so far.
Yeah, I like that name, though, the Southside Showdown. I mean, a beautiful day here on a Saturday. You got 2 undefeated teams. You've got Prince George, who has their first 2 games in the first half didn't look like they had it in them, and then they really rallied back in the second half in both games. And they played against Colonial Heights last week, where
It looks like they had full control from the start to the
from the
end
start
of
the
that
game,
one.
for sure. I mean, they started the game and had 2 touchdowns before 3 minutes were off the clock.
It looks like they finally figured out how they need to start, with their first drive on offense. I mean, if you can get some points on the board first drive, I mean, that's a heck of a confidence booster going into the rest of the game. And Curtis Allen refusing to go down.
Takes it all the way up to the 40.
40 Royals first down.
They moved the sticks.
I think you're going to see a lot of that. Like I said, I mean, Tahir Johnson has also had a good game or a good year so far being quarterback. I mean,
Correction 40.
he's got 27 of 52, 428 yards, 51%. They've kind of really, it seems like their game plan has been kind of pounded up the middle with Allen at the beginning, and then towards the end of the game, Tahir Johnson really starts opening it up to his receivers who can make a play.
Like you're saying. Wide open. Oh,
Just through his hands.
almost had Lee Peterson on that one. I mean, he almost had that one.
For sure.
But, I mean, it's like you're saying, going back to what you were saying, how, their usual drive plan is, they know Allen is a bell cow. They can make him run it every single down, and he's not going to be tired. He's not going to ask to check out. They have to literally force the kid almost to check out just to get a breath every now and then. So they know he can handle that, and once they know the defense draws up, they are not scared to let the kid throw
they
it.
start opening it up. I mean, Lee Peterson's caught the ball 6 times but has 126 yards. They have a good way of bringing that defense in to open them back out again.
That was a good foot tackle by Sean Crawford by the Knights right there. Got him right at the line of scrimmage. That way Allen looked like he had a little bit of room if he could have kept his feet under him.
So it's going to be a 3rd and 6 on the 44.
Clock just under 9:50 in this first quarter.
Motion to the left.
That's Jaden Banks in motion. He's kind of open on that sideline.
Johnson keeps it, runs up the middle for a big gain.
That's a first down.
Back up to the opponent's 46. That's the thing about Tahir Johnson, too, is that we talk a lot about Curtis Allen because he's carried the weight of the rushing game on his back. But when you look at Tahir Johnson, when he gets into these scramble modes, it's like he doesn't panic.
Well, the great thing is, did you see how much time he had there for once?
Yeah.
He had a lot of time back there, and then he finally saw that he had nobody open downfield. I mean, he had Jaden Banks man covered on the single covered on the right side, but
That's Allen up the middle for a big game.
that's going to be.
He's going to take it all
Oh!
right at the 1 yard line.
Fantastic run by Curtis Allen there.
That's what you want. You know, you just want to march it down the field, you know, show Thomasdale early. Because, again, this is the game. Both teams are
They both need this one.
yeah, right. They're in the playoff mix.
Yes.
You know, like.
I think you
today's
told me,
game-
isn't Prince George the number one right now? As of right now.
Yeah, I think, you know, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, they're up there.
They're undefeated.
Yeah, they're undefeated. What's interesting about this year is that there's only 4 teams that'll make the playoffs. And like you're saying, they are in that conversation right now.
Handoff first down across the right side.
They give it to
It'll be
Allen, he
It'll bring
runs
up
a touch to
second
the
and
right
goal.
and gets taken back, I think, about a yard.
They had Devontae Lee in there right now at quarterback.
Yeah, there's Tahir Johnson over here on the sidelines.
I didn't see what happened, did you?
I did not.
See what Devontae Lee can do with right here with what is it, 2nd and goal?
Hand off to Allen, and he's going to go backwards.
He tried to bounce it to the outside, but Thomasdale knows they're going to give it to that guy right here in this situation right now. Hopefully Tahir can stretch it out. It looks like he might just be cramping or something down there.
He's just walking it off. So that's going to be a 3rd and 3 for Prince George.
Oh,
Little just misstep. Curtis Allen ran right into Lee.
it almost looks like they didn't know which way they were not on the same page. Allen thought he was supposed to go left, and Devontae Lee spun right.
Yeah. Just a
And
little bit of miscommunication, and it's tough when you've got, you know, you look at the game plan, and you know it's Tahir Johnson and Curtis Allen that have developed that relationship.
oh,
You know?
oh yeah.
Field goal team is on the field.
So they are going to go for a field goal on the opening possession of the game.
Clock ticking down to just 6 minutes and 30 seconds left at the snap. And it is no good. Wide left.
Nice first and 10 on their own 20.
Obviously, you'd like to put points on the board, but looking at Prince George's defense and how well they have played, their average this year has only given up 16 points per game.
They've gotten a safety when they've been this close.
That's what I'm saying.
Too.
You know, it's although you wish you could have, you're not.
You're not afraid to throw your defense out on the 10-yard line.
Exactly.
You know. Thomasdale taking over on downs. On what actually looks to be the 20-yard line.
Nice on their own.
High school games.
Oh, it comes out.
You got Ethan Minter, the freshman, starting off for
Hand the
Thomasdale.
ball off the left side. Number 1.
Yeah, Ethan Minter is a freshman for Thomasdale this year. He got the starting position. He's had a good year. He's 12 for 20, throwing 276 yards, 3 touchdowns. two touchdowns rushing.
Not afraid to play a little strong safety either.
Pass it to the left side, run it up for a gain of looks like 10. He's going to take it up to the 36-yard line.
First down, out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Knights on their own 36.
Fresh set of downs for the Knights.
Good run straight up the middle. He's going to get about 6 out of that deal. They're going to call it 5.
Yeah, it's Jordan Branch, the junior.
Jordan Branch this year has 28 carries, 191 yards, 5 touchdowns. They're a strong offense, the same as Prince George. Nice keep to a flick back to number 1.
Bounced it out to D'Angelo Gray.
41-yard line, gain of about 1
They're going to get a yard out of it. They're going to say 3rd and 5. One what looks to be about the 46-yard line.
Clock just under 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. Nice using a little bit of up-tempo here. And Shore's trying to get lined up. A little motion from Kyron Turner.
Nice screen pass.
Back to D'Angelo Gray.
He's
Great move.
Down. He's going to take that up to looks about the 48-yard line.
That was a fantastic move, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. What looked like he was going to go down, he kind of slipped over his own feet there for a second, was able to stay up.
He put the brakes on and cut it back upfield, though.
Yeah, good run. You're talking about the up-tempo. I like that Thomas Dale is doing that for the sake of what we've seen out of Prince George. Remember when they played Dinwiddie a couple of weeks ago? When they had that super high tempo, it's like they just couldn't keep up.
Yep.
Good juke move all the way up. He's going to get it about a yard shy of the first down.
It's Kyron Turner once again. Another good hard effort run there.
Prince George territory at about the 38-yard line. Correction, 43-yard line.
So it's going to be a 2nd and 1 on the 43, just under 4 minutes to go of the first quarter.
Half snap. Gets it down, though.
Takes it up for a gain of what looks about 4. They're going to get a first down out of it.
It's Jordan Branch once again. Looks like they're spreading the love out pretty equally running this ball. I mean, they've gone with D'Angelo Gray, Kyron Turner, Jordan Branch. Wouldn't surprise me to see Ethan Minter keep now. I mean,
yeah. Again, past games would show you that he's not afraid of it. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the 40. 3.5 minutes to go. They're going to pass it out to the left side.
Great setup screen. That's going to be another first down.
Yeah, he's going to take it up to about the 28.
About the 28, 29-yard line. It'll be another Knights first down.
Second and 11. 30-yard line. 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go of the quarter.
Got William Headley checking in on defense for Keandre Ruff. do that when they think it's going to be a pass, and that's a Minter keep to the right side.
He's going to take that all the way up to about the 7-yard line.
Fantastic QB keep there.
They're really exploiting those. We've talked about the Prince George defense a little bit in the past about how they kind of leave those ends open. There's a lot of pressure in the middle. Those middle linebackers kind of push forward, and it leaves those ends open. And in Thomas Dale, I mean, that's how they've taken it all the way down the field, is finding those ends, finding where they're weak, and taking advantage of it. So it's going to be 1st and 7.
Big give to Gray once again, but Prince George was all over that one. That was
middle ground right there. They're going to get you every time.
That was Brody early for Prince George.
For number 8, Larry Lane. Will bring up 2nd and goal for the Knights at about the 11-yard line.
Second and about 10. He's going to pass it to the end zone.
Flag.
Flags all over the field. They're going to say pass interference.
More flags on the field.
That's going to put Thomas Dale
Right
within
there.
inches.
Yep. It's going to be 1st and goal. Pass interference on the defense.
All pass interference against the Royals.
It's going to be a fresh set of downs.
It'll be half the distance to the right.
You hate to draw the flag, but man, that was a beautiful play by offense. Had the flag not come in, that was looked like a sure score to me.
It'll bring up 2nd and goal at the 5.
Maybe it's not a fresh set of downs. It's going to be 2nd and goal. They give it directly to Jordan Branch to try to see if he can pound it straight up the middle, and he is stopped and met hard.
Oh, Poster Royals hit on next time in the backfield. No gain for the Knights. It'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Here's your guy Curtis Allen checking in on defense.
He's played quite a bit of defense this year.
When he played edge rush a couple games ago, I mean, he got pressure real quick. Lining up over to the... And that's where he's going to line up once again. Nobody's going corner.
Pass is complete.
Just short.
Down inside the 5, at about
gonna
the
put
3.
him about the
Bring up
3-yard
4th and goal
line.
for the Knights. And there's a timeout on the field. Thomas Dale timeout.
Thomas Dale calls another timeout. That's 2 of their 3 early in the game.
We've seen that bite people at the end of the game, or at the end of at least halves before. And this ain't even out of the first quarter yet.
Yeah.
And they burned 2.
I think they're looking at it as we're going to burn this timeout because you want to be the first one to score. You want to be the one that starts the tempo.
Well, they've had a good drive to get them down here. Like we've said, spreading the ball out between who's going to run it. They've done very, very few pass plays, and the running game has toted them all the way down here. So you just want to make sure.
That's just the thought process is take time out, regroup, think about it. Think about how you're actually going to get into the end zone.
Remind them
You
this
don't
is a
have all
no-stress
that
situation.
work.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have all that work just to end in a field goal situation.
Yep.
So it's going to be a 4th and 2 on the 2-yard line.
And to keep rolls to his left.
Picks it up, he throws it, and it is caught for a touchdown.
What a catch.
They're saying out of bounds.
Wow.
Incomplete. Pass looked real low. Looked like he rushed it a little bit. He was scrambling hard to his left side.
So again, now on the flip side, you go for it. You don't come up with any points, but you're starting down where Prince George is going to have to take it up 98 yards to have a shot at this.
We've seen that they have struggled a little bit starting this deep in their own territory. Let's see what they come out
We've
with.
also seen the flip side of that, though. We've also, against Dinwiddie the first game, we've seen them start this deep into their own end zone and march it all the way down the field.
Looks like Tahir Johnson is back on the field, and they give it to Curtis Allen
Curtis Allen for a big run up to the 21-yard line.
with a shoestring tackle. That's a great way to give your quarterback some breathing room.
Yeah, for sure. He's like, hey, man, I got you. I'm going to get us out of this situation. Just
Yep.
give me a second.
Yeah, that is Tahir Johnson back into the game now. It looked like he just had a little bit of a cramp going on from what I could see. That's going to be they're going to let it run down to the end of the first quarter with this one.
And that's the end of the first quarter with Thomas Dale 0.
I mean, all facets have come out to play so far. I mean, both offenses have drove it all the way down, and both defenses have stopped when they needed that stop.
Yep.
Battle of the South Side.
It's
I like
definitely a
it.
battle today. I am curious to see what would have happened, though, if Tahir Johnson didn't leave that first drive.
Just because that miscommunication, you know?
Not alone that, but
facing the same way.
not alone that, but also you have faith in his arm. You haven't seen a whole lot of Devontae Lee's arm this year because he's only checked in quite a small number of times.
Yeah, he's got one attempt.
Yeah,
no
so
completions.
you can let somebody pass it on the 5-yard line.
All right, that hasn't passed. So that's going to be Prince George with the ball for their second possession. 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line after the big game by Curtis Allen and take them out of their own end zone. Allen's going to keep it again, bounce to the right side, takes it up 9 yards. They're going to take it to the 29.
I mean, in 2 snaps, he's gotten what?
You're going to say 27.
Hmm?
Sorry, no, I was correcting myself. I said 29. They backed him up to the 27.
So that's what, a gain of 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So still, that's what, 25 yards in 2 plays.
2 snaps.
So
Back to back.
if anybody is willing to just keep on pounding that rock, it has been him the past 2 seasons that I've watched him. So
But watch this offense, or watch Thomas Dale's defense. At this point, they're running Prince George is running the ball so much that their defense is staying back. That's opening the door.
do you see a safety?
No, that's what I'm saying. They're everybody's pressuring forward.
That's not a smart move with Tahir back in the game, is all I'm going to say. I'd have somebody playing a little farther back with Tahir in the game.
Prince George keeping the field side completely empty on that left side. Allen's going to take it up. He's going to get it back to about the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a 4th and 1.
10.5 left in the second quarter. Still a scoreless game.
They're going to go for it on 4.
And they got Chris Allen lining up as the fullback.
Oh, they're going to call a false start.
Did you see that?
Yep. Yep, false start on PG. That's going to back them up 5, and I think that's going to change their mind about going for it on 4.
It would definitely change mine.
Yeah.
I got Desmond Branch back to receive this kick, and from what I saw in a couple of his runs, he is scary with the ball in his hands, especially on one-on-one situations. I don't think I've seen many people put the brakes on like he just did a couple plays ago.
Number 32, Santino Freeman in the punt. Back to receive the Knights is number 1, D'Angelo Gray.
Oh, well, that was my mistake. It's D'Angelo Gray.
Flags all over.
No,
Missed
Jordan
that
Branch.
one.
My fault, D'Angelo.
False start on PG again. Back him up another 5. Flags have hurt this team.
Flags have definitely hurt this team. We've seen them back out of the red zone because of flags.
Yep.
What was going to be a good punt to be at least maybe in their own territory now is going to be a
about that. It was fourth and 1. Now it's 4th and 11.
Much shorter field for Dale and a horrible kick.
High kick. Only takes it up to the 31-yard line, 32 maybe. I mean, what you couldn't ask for a better field position if you're Thomas Dale.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's little moments like that will carry the energy out for Prince George.
Will be first and 10.
So Thomas Dale going to come out for their second possession. Still a scoreless game. We've got 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go of the half. It's going to be a 1st and 10 on their 32. Minter to
Whoa.
to 6.
Wide
Big
open.
run right up the middle, and he's going to get in for a score.
That is-
Thomas Dale for the first time.
They,
on the board.
they immediately come out and strike. I mean, he was wide open up the middle. There was 2 people in his way, and once he got past that, it was the safety and him.
What a
What an explosive run. Got a little bit of an odd formation here.
They're trying to do a little trickery
Looks
here.
like a little longest yard situation
Yeah,
going
they're-
on here.
Are they
Okay.
Thomas Dale.
interesting? I don't know that I've seen that formation before, but they try to go for it on 2 to do a nice little screen pass, which come up with nothing.
I've never seen that outside of a movie.
Yeah, me either. I like it though. Your first score of the game, just try to throw them off. You know, like Prince George is probably all looking at themselves like, what is happening right now?
Do you even practice against that?
Right? No.
Do you ever prepare for something like that?
You always practice situational football, but when does that situation arise? You know. So that's going to be 6-0. Thomas Dale up. 9 minutes and 33 seconds to go of the half. Thomas Dale is going to be kicking off to Prince George.
I wonder if playing on Saturday at 2 o'clock is just enough to mess up your routine a little bit, to make you off of your game a little bit. From what I learned from watching this past COVID season from college levels and NFL levels, I mean, they're saying rescheduling games is horrendous because it's just hard to get into a rhythm like your normal rhythm is. It's practice all the way up until Friday, Saturday, then you start your game on Sunday if you're NFL. They said just that one day of it being off of when it was supposed to in your preparation now can throw you off.
You're used to playing at night,
Ooh.
Big run. He's going to take that up to, looks to be about 27.
That was Javon Davis-Lee laying the wood down.
Yeah, no, he was like, oh, you're in my way, I'm going to go through you. But yeah, no, to what you were saying, I think, yeah, it's just enough to throw you off. I think you're used to playing on a Friday night. Here you are on a Saturday afternoon. It's warmer. The sun's in your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of difference.
It's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 28. To hear Johnson.
They're going to let him sling it. They're going to roll it. Got him.
Passes. Takes it all the way up to the 46-yard line.
That's one of his favorite targets, Stephon Hicks.
Stephon Hicks has caught the ball 7 times this year for 129 yards. 1 touchdown. I mean, yeah, like you're saying, I mean, that's between him and Peterson. Those are the guys you're looking for if you're Tahir Johnson. It's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line.
If he was averaging over 18 yards a carry, I would be shooting for him too.
Yeah, for sure. Tahir Johnson in the backfield again alone.
They're going to let him throw it again. And he just throws it away.
Pass it deep. I think they're going to get a push off on Thomas Dale, or a push in the back.
The ball was not catchable. He was just getting rid of it. Pass interference, defense. Okay. No comment. A little bit of a comment. Seriously, that ball was that wasn't catchable.
But if you're Prince George, you're happy with it.
No, you're not. Oh, yeah, you are. But at the same time, what?
Take the yards as you can get them.
Hey, okay. I'm a football fan right now.
I'm in agreement. I don't think the ball was catchable, but can't argue with the refs. And if they say it is, then it is, and you just got to live with it. If you're Thomas Dale, you got to make sure that you don't make small errors like that. Like you're saying, the ball was uncatchable, so there was no reasons to put your hands on it.
True.
You know?
True.
It's the small errors like that. So Prince George is going to have the ball 1st and 10 on the 40.
Clock down to 8:50 left in this second quarter.
Curtis Allen was the one who was going to get it, but he slipped up on the grass, and then that's where weather does play into it. Although they postponed the game from last night to today to try to let it soak up a little bit. I mean,
This is the hottest part of the day in this time of the year, so the field's kind of thawing out. So you're going to see it starting to get a little saturated more and more, probably. I don't know what kind of signal that was by the ref, but it looked like he was enjoying something.
Here Johnson passes.
Way too high.
Yeah.
Way too high for Jaden Banks. He did try to attempt for it. It was a little behind him and a little high.
I like that they're getting the passing game in early this week, though.
Back up that defense once again.
Right. I mean, what we've seen the first 2 weeks, and then obviously they changed it up for Colonial Heights, but the first against Dinwiddie and Matoaka, it's like the passing game was non-existent until the 4th quarter.
Well, if you're going to keep bringing your safety into the box, I'm going to start throwing it over the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. If you're going to keep showing me you're going to bring your safety up, I'm going to throw it.
Immediately give it right back to Curtis Allen, and he's going to go backwards again. It's going to be a 4th down.
Thomas Dale's defense caught a little fire under their feet. Got a real good stop on Prince George.
So Prince George is likely punt situation where they're going to kick it. It's 4th and 13 on the 43. 7.5 minutes to go of the first half.
See if he can get a little bit better punt off. Got it that time.
Much better.
Takes a great Prince George roll, too. We'll stop at what looks to be right at the 16. Number Amari Smalls, number 29.
So it's going to be Thomas Dale with the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 16. Nice pressure by Prince George, making Mentor scramble all the way to the other side of the field to go
Nowhere.
backwards. I think he's going to lose one.
He ran about 30 yards to go nowhere.
Again, though, I like the mobility. I like being able to move around on your feet when things get hard. You don't just give up. You try to make something out of it.
Clock winded down to almost about 6.5 minutes left in this second quarter. Score still is 6-0 with Thomas Dale. Thomas Dale also has the ball.
Run to the right side for a gain of, it looks like 3.
That's Jordan Branch once again. They're still spreading that running love all the way out.
It's going to be 3rd and 7. 6 minutes to go the half.
Almost looked like Dale's trying to steal a little bit of Prince George's game plan here. It looks like they were trying to throw it a little bit on the earlier downs. Now trying to see if their running backs can get them the yardage back.
Spread it around, like you're saying.
Passing it again. And he couldn't keep his hands. It looks like he bobbled it a little
stays
bit.
on his feet for a first down. I don't know if you saw just that little step back by Minter. Had he kept his feet planted, watching where he should be throwing, he would have taken that sack. But he noticed the pressure, took one slight step back, and that edge rush just ran right past him. Run right up the middle. Looks like they're going to get a gain of maybe 1.
Sticking with Jordan Branch pretty high on this one.
So it's going to be 2nd and 9 on the 32. Just under 5 minutes of the half.
Ooh.
Should have been a jump, maybe. I guess nobody on offense moved, but
Ooh.
it was close. Minter too.
You got to give a reaction. As an offensive line coach got to be screaming, just slap their helmet or something.
Yeah.
Like, they just gave you free 5 yards at least. I don't know what it is here in high school, trying to keep up with all those, but it is 5. All right, so that's a free 5 yards. And
right now it's 3rd and 9.
Yep. Is nobody going to cover 19 over here? Seamus Jones really thought he was about to just have a freebie. And
Deep pass to the right side. He overshoots him about 3 yards. Beautiful pass, beautiful run. He was above his corners. He was above the safety. Had that have been just 2 yards shy,
It looked like he stutter stepped a little bit trying to read the ball. It looked like he had a little bit of a stutter, and that's what caused him to be just a little short of catching that. But what a play. And over here, like I was saying, Seamus Jones, he made a move and was wide open in single coverage over here.
got 4th down. Thomas Dale going to punt the ball. Low snap, but good kick.
Good kick with a favorable roll. Curtis Allen going to let it go.
Takes it all the way back to
It's gonna be
the
10.
10-yard line.
Good one for the night. Gonna roll down inside the 10. That'll be 1st and 10 Royals.
4 minutes and 13 seconds left in this first half. Thomas Dale still up 6-0.
But if you're Prince George, you really want to score here just to stay in contingents with them. It's been such a battle on offense and defense this whole go-round that you want to show them, hey, we can get in there too.
Really for a confidence booster,
Yeah.
if anything, because you don't want to be held to a shutout in the first half. And if anything, you could take a real quick and easy lead here with a score and a field goal.
Right. Johnson give to Allen. He's going to take it up about 5 yards.
Allen across the left side.
I'd have sent 2 deep. First down. They're playing real press. Pressed is what they're playing. Now they're finally backing them up with a 2nd and long situation. Another run.
And off to Allen. Carried across the right side.
If anything, you're just chewing up clock.
too early to be running out the clock, though. You know, it's still with 3 minutes to go. I understand you don't want to give them the ball back, but you need to get a first down.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that was a game plan. I was just saying that's all they were really getting accomplished at the moment. But with that run,
They got the first down. They took that up to the 27-yard line.
it's going to be Javon Davis-Lee.
5-yard line to the 26, and that'll be a Royal first down.
So that takes them up to the 27. First and 10. 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go.
A little bit of up-tempo here now from Prince George. With the momentum they just got from Javon Davis-Lee on that run. And they're going to give it to him once again to the same side. And
Run to that same side. There is a couple of flags. I think there's going to be a flag on this left side and a flag back on the backfield here.
getting some halftime party favors.
I apologize too. I've heard of some technical difficulties we were having, but I think they should be figured out at this point. Let us know if they're not, but they should be. So I think they're going to have a hold on Prince George, which is going to back them up. Backs them up 10.
Davis Lee checks out. Curtis Allen checks back in. Davis Lee right there with two great runs. I know the holding brought it back, but two great runs out of Javon Davis Lee right there.
It makes you think that they could have that 1-2 punch that they had last year with Sidney Rose. You know, if you could have two good running backs like that to kind of you throw them off. You check Curtis Allen out, but they've still got a strong run game. To hear Johnson going to keep
and getting hit from behind. He's going to get dragged down. But I think it's more of, Curtis Allen's one that I know no matter what, I can count on him usually to get me 5 yards. If I need 5 yards, he will get it for me. Javon Davis Lee, he's got a little bit more juke in his game. He loves catching people one-on-one from what I'm seeing. It's almost like he takes it as a joke when he sees only one person covering him.
Like, oh, just one? Let me get on past here.
You see this, QB?
So it's going to be 2nd and 20 on the 16, a minute and 30 to go. Clock still ticking.
Haven't gotten out of their own red zone yet.
To hear Johnson scrambles to the left side for a deep pass. There, Prince George is calling for a pass interference. It looked like he tripped to me.
They got their feet tangled.
There is a flag at the line of scrimmage.
That's going to be for a hold.
Holding on Prince George, so that's going to back him up more.
Yeah, but down here, they were both trying to make a play on the ball, and Jordan Banks just hit the ground first, unfortunately. What a great – he didn't even try to make a play on the interception there, though.
Weird, right? You would think that he would seize the opportunity because, he was alone.
He was arguing the flag before the play was done.
Right.
And there was no flag. Minute 19.
3rd and 20, still on the 16. Here Johnson gives to Curtis Allen. He stays on his feet to the left side, but he is going to be taken down after a gain of about 1.
Great open field tackling by Seamus Jones right there.
So what's the game plan if you're Thomas Dale? You're up 6, you got 54 seconds, you only got 1 timeout. Do you just let it run out, or you try to make a couple of plays?
If I'm offensive coordinator, depending on where this punt's going to land, I'm passing it first down just to see.
Just throw it deep.
Just to see. I'm doing it, and I'm going to send 2 guys long and 1 guy over the middle. I'm going to do it. And if it doesn't work, we can go from there. I didn't burn any time off the clock. It's only 2nd down. I'm going to have good field position.
I agree.
I would definitely shoot for it on the first play. because then you mess up the mentality even more going into the second half, being up by even more like that. I mean, especially with a quick stunner like that.
Yeah, you're like, I'm up, and then they catch a little fire right there at the end. It's a game of momentum, and if you can catch it, you got to catch it at the right times.
Oh, yes. And they got my man D'Angelo Gray back there once again. That's not one I would want to punt it to from watching this game so far.
Oh, muffed. Prince George is going to keep the ball. Bad situation.
Well,
that changes the offensive scheme that we were just talking about, because if you throw it deep, you're throwing it past the end zone. You know, I mean.
Wow. Well,
what a play by special teams for Thomas Dale.
I'm still shooting a pass here.
For sure. Again, it doesn't change
here.
it. You know, you've got a first down, shoot the pass, doesn't take off much time, and then try to run it up the middle. You've had a good run game.
If
See if you
anything,
can strike
I'd be,
first.
if anything, you go for the pass on the first play, and then you're trying to just get closer for an easy field goal to go by 2 possessions.
Yeah. So this is going to be a 1st and 10 on the 18 with 45 seconds to go. Thomas Dale up by 6.
It's going to be hard. Prince George loves defending this part of their field. Ooh.
Throws it to the right side.
Great play.
In and out of his hands.
Great play by both of them. I mean,
yeah, I mean, that was it was tough because he didn't have time to really make a play because, I mean, defense was all over him. So 2nd and 10 still on the 18. Minter steps back to pass again.
Rushed. Slings it wide open.
Beautiful pass to a receiver who was by himself in the end zone.
That is number
There
11.
is a flag. Let's see who that's on.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't have a number 11 on my roster.
That one is coming back. Ineligible man down the field. The Thomas Dale's going to keep their 6 points for now.
Can't believe you're so mad. You get lost out there when your quarterback scrambles like that. Eventually, somebody's going to think, okay, I got to go out and block. I mean, you can't. There's not that much time to keep on trying to think on if he's going to try to pass it again or not. You see him scrambling. Okay, he's running.
Little bit of blown coverage there, and Minter really found it. He was completely by himself, that Thomas Dale receiver.
Wide open, and I wish I knew. He's had a couple plays so far, but on my roster I do not have a number 11.
Minter scramble out to the left side.
And he's gonna get bet hard.
He's gonna pass it to the left side.
D'Angelo Gray, see what this flag is for.
I didn't see what the flag was. They're saying it's right there on the line of scrimmage, but I missed it.
They're saying it's on Dale, I think. I've seen a few Prince George players clapping. They're talking it out. He stepped out and then he caught the ball.
Wow, okay.
Can't be the first person to touch the ball after you step out of bounds.
So 22 seconds to go.
Are you sure of that? Because this is a big play for them.
Right. I mean, they're taking a lot of time to discuss this.
If it's a whole lot of talk, I mean, the line judge was right there, and he wasn't even the one that made the call.
Right.
It looks like he's still trying to sell his point to him.
So it's going to be 2nd and 15 on the 23 now with 22 seconds to go. Excuse me, they're backing up. Illegal touching. That looks like it backed him up 10. Looks like it's going to be a 2nd and 25.
Come on, guys, keep it
on
legal.
the 22nd. Minter passes right in the middle, and it is in and out of his hands. He smacks the ground. He knows he should have caught that one.
Jordan Branch was all alone. And if anything, he could have caught the sideline for another play. He could have he was all alone across the middle of that
The
field.
play was the throw was a little low,
Yes.
but catchable.
Timeout, Royal.
It was way behind him, if anything.
Just
But
like a reminder, our consent stand is open down towards.
So that's going to bring up a big 3rd and 25 with 11 seconds. I mean, this far deep, I'd say take 2 shots. With 11 seconds, you got 2 chances to just throw something in.
I'm throwing a flag on the car alarm going off for a sideline distraction.
There you go. You ask and you receive. That is gone.
Thomas Dale coming back out. Prince George, like always, is going to use all 30 seconds of that timeout.
Our Lady Royal cheerleaders are in.
11 seconds. 3rd and very long. Wide open behind him.
Oh, beautiful coverage by the defense.
That was Brandon Jennings with the breakup. Trying to make an interception play.
There is 5 seconds left. 4th and 25.
4th and a quarter of the field to go. Tried to hit the home run way too many times. That's all they tried to do was hit the home run the entire time.
Right here, and I mean that's the plan again with only 5 seconds to go. Just throw it.
This is one of those weird spots in fields. If you punt it, it's going to be a touchback, and it's not even worth the punt.
Timeout. Knights.
Well, with 5 seconds to go, why not take the shot?
I'd almost just take the hike and tell them to run around for 5 seconds and then drop to the ground. You know, I mean, let's just go into the half with the ball and not leaving our hands. But I mean, or take the shot. You are close enough. You're in a weird situation where you're not going to field goal it or punt it.
Because even if you turn it over on downs, then they've
There's no
got
time.
75 yards, and at that point, maybe a second.
Maybe, very maybe a 1 second.
Take your chances. I like the aggressive approach. So Thomas Dale with likely the last snap
Oh, this
of
half.
the half.
Lining up in the shotgun. 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers. Wonder what they're doing.
Mentor for a deep pass.
Got him.
Way
Ooh.
or just over.
If he would have looked at Kyron Turner had a walk into the end zone
Really?
right there across the middle.
And that is going to
It's going to be a flag.
Wow. But that's way back here. It's not going to be a spot foul.
No, but it might give you a dead
Might
play.
give you an extra down.
It's yeah, it's going to be a free play. I didn't see what it was. He didn't signal. At least I didn't see it. There it
Back
is.
here.
Personal foul. Yep.
Roughing the passer. That's going to be a 1st and 15. One last shot to get it in with 0 time on the clock.
If I'm Kyron Turner, I'm saying, hey, bro, I was wide open. Seriously, just sometimes look a little closer.
Just look my way.
I mean, he was wide open down that seam. Just look at him. Wide open.
There he is. There he is. That is a score. That's going to take this up to 12-0.
That was Kyron Turner, just like I said, wide open down the seam. That is going to make it 12-0 with no time on the clock.
They still get an extra point. I think they're probably going to go for 2 to try to pick up what they lost earlier.
Yeah, why not? Prince George has really only threatened to score against you once so far in this half. And it's going to be a QB keep. No.
Flags all
I think he was
over the
past
place.
the line of scrimmage. I think he was way too far forward.
That was a catch, but there is 2 flags. Holding on the offense.
Prince George. Oh, no. Okay. I would have just declined it.
We'll replay the try.
Holding on offense, so this 2-point conversion is going to be starting on the 15-yard line.
I'll run the exact same play that just got you the touchdown.
Yeah.
I'd run the exact same play over again. Oh, if he wouldn't have fell. He was looking his way.
Intercepted by Kurt. Is that Curtis Allen?
That is Curtis Allen on defense with the interception.
Wow. Beautiful. So with that is the end of the half with 12-0 Thomas Dale. We will be back in about 15 minutes. We are back for the second half of this game. We've got Thomas Dale up 12-0. Prince George struggling offensively, defensively, although they've given up 12 points. I think that they've played a good game. You know, I just think that offensively on Thomas Dale's side, they've just striked a little more, you know?
Well, the good thing about Prince George is they've shown you a couple times this season that they do struggle that first half, but that second half, it's like they've really figured out. They'll come out here and make the tweaks as they go along even more and more and more. This, I have no doubt in the fourth quarter we'll see a very strong Prince George team like usual.
For sure. Kick off to, it looks about the 27. Little scrap there right at the end of the play.
It was Jordan Branch. I think people were just running into each other because they didn't see him fall as soon as he caught it.
This is exactly what you want if you're Thomas Dale, though. Up by 12, get the ball back at the beginning of the half.
Mm-hmm. What I would like to see, though, is how Thomas Dale spread that love out throughout their running game. If, like we were talking at halftime, if you watch their receivers, if they would start spreading that love out to their receivers a little bit better, they would charge down this field. Key ones to watch for is going to be Kyron Turner and Jordan Branch. Went right back to him. Looks like he lost the yard.
Yep, they're going to say a loss of about 1.
Chris Allen on the tackle there. Number 80. William Headley playing a little edge over there.
Thomas Dale to the run to the left side.
It's D'Angelo Gray making a move.
Man, you were talking about the breaks earlier.
I told you. He's got breaks.
Good run. He's going to be about a yard shy. It's going to be a 3rd and 1.
I mean, he's a perfect kick returner, whether you're using him for every single one on this game so far. I mean, he's small, so it's hard to find him. He's quick. He's very, very, agile.
So 3rd and 3 on the 35. 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go of the half.
4 receiver set. 4 receiver set.
Ethan Mentor's going to keep it for a big run up the middle, and he stays on his feet, and he's going. He's past the 20, past the 10, and just like that, he's in for a score. 6 more points to Thomas Dale, 18-0.
Tyler Lineberger leading the way with that, too.
Wow. Tyler Lineberger, he's one that we were talking about earlier. I mean, we were on our halftime. We were talking about this offensive line. If you just look at Thomas Dale's line, they are such big boys, you know. And Tyler's leading that charge.
I mean, you got Tyler Lineberger out there. You got Virgilio Aguirre. I mean,
some big boys.
They're big boys on that line.
When you've got people like that, and you know you got somebody as big and as aggressive as Tyler is, who's gonna get in there and make the stop, it opens the door for Mentor to just be able to walk through the line and all the way down the field untouched.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Prince George has got Aaron Graham. They got Wesley Bostic to go against, but so far with this drive right here, that was amazing run by Ethan Mentor there.
Gray is going to keep it up for the 2-point conversion, and that's going to make it a 20-point game.
Not what you wanted if you're a Prince George fan to see immediately coming into this second half, going to a three possession game. Their offense is going to have to find a spark right here to pick their defense back up.
That's what we were talking about. There's still a half of a game to go, but now you're down 3 scores. You got to find a groove. And, you know, again, as you said a second ago, this is a second-half team. We've seen each week they get better in the second half.
They're fantastic at regrouping after the half. They're fantastic at it.
But you've got to do it. You've got to do it again. It's unfortunate that you put yourself into this situation every time. But, I mean, again, against Dinwiddie, they were down 18-0 at the half. This is 2 points different than that. we've seen it done. You've
We've
seen
seen
them
it
rally
done.
behind each other, and once they catch that spark, they're hard to slow down.
Just a real windy day, so the passing game is definitely being affected by it.
Thomas Dale kicks off to Prince George.
Straight to Javon Davis-Lee, who blasts through.
Stays on his feet up to looks about the 38-yard line.
Fantastic run back by Javon Davis-Lee, who is also another deadly man when he's got a ball in his hands.
Yeah.
The first of 10 Royals at their own 38-yard line.
So that's going to give Prince George the ball for the first time of this second half.
Prince George got all their big hitters on offense for this play.
Curtis Allen to the run to the left side. He's going to get 3 out of it.
Great tackle by Sean Crawford on the Knights. Not letting that be a bigger play than what it could have been.
That's the thing about Allen is you've got to get him right there at the line, because if he gets past that line, you get him in a one-on-one situation, he's gonna win it every time.
He's very confident in his feet. You can see it as a runner. He is very confident in his feet.
Tahir Johnson under center. Gives it to a run to that right side, and he stays on his feet all the way up to the 39-yard line.
That's Javon Davis-Lee for another Prince George. First down. Fantastic running today from both sides. The Royals know who their two top guys are. They are only feeding those two guys, and Javon Davis-Lee and Curtis Allen.
So that's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line, moving the ball down the field by Prince George.
Still got Davis-Lee lined up as running back. Curtis Allen on the sidelines.
Tahir Johnson steps back for a screen pass, and he slips.
He had about 6 yards clear ahead of him if he could have just kept his feet from underneath him. I just wonder what that field started to be like. That wind is probably keeping it cold enough out there to where it's not getting too wet and muddy.
Yep.
But that sun right now.
Yeah, I think the field plays a lot into it, because that was Stephon Hicks, and as we've seen in the past, he's somebody who typically can stay on his feet.
He's usually good for an 18-yard gain. On average, at least.
You got Davis-Lee lined up as running back again, and they give it to him straight up the middle. He's going to get 3 out of it.
He's a strong runner, too. And he's only a junior.
Bring up 3rd and 7 on the play.
Curtis Allen is checked back in. They're going to give Davis-Lee a break, it looks like.
So 3rd and 7 with 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go of the third quarter.
Running in the shotgun, slings it.
Tahir Johnson gets it and gets it out of his hands fast, but just a drop pass.
Lee Peterson just couldn't get it in. He had a block ready to go also.
So that's going to be 4th down. Looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and 7. Do you try passing it again, knowing your passing struggles right now, or do you give it to Allen, who you know is good for a couple?
I'm going with a pass. I'm going with a pass here. You've got to get. You are this close. You've got to score here.
They're going for the pass
There
here.
it is.
Tahir Johnson steps back.
And
80.
he's got wide open on the other side. He had Curtis Allen. But
What
that was
a
catch.
beautiful catch. All the way down to the 2-yard line.
That was Willie Jennings reeling that in. Beautiful effort.
Wow. Fully contested all the way down. That corner was all over top of him, and he just had the smallest little window, and Tahir Johnson put it right there where it
Put
needed
it
to be.
right, the only spot it could go, and even on the run, he was not going to be able to get it across his body. I mean, Allen was wide open at the 5-yard line on the other side of the field. It was just a rush pushing him this way. Fantastic scramble play by Prince George.
Give to Allen to that right side, and he
Bulldozes
muscles
his
his way in.
way.
That is going to be 6-20. Prince George on the board.
Now, this is the game that I thought it was going to
Yep.
be. Curtis Allen bulldozed his way in for Prince George's first score of the game. 7 minutes and 4 seconds left in this fourth quarter. It is 6-20.
Good play all the way around by defense, or by offense, excuse me.
Got Jaden Banks holding this field goal attempt.
Ooh, that it looks like it's going to be a jump on defense.
Flag on the play.
False start on offense. I am mistaken.
It's going to be a harder kick now for Santiano Freeman. I mean, if that was a defensive penalty, I'm starting to think to give it right back to Curtis Allen and
Yeah, just go
Javon
for
Davis
two.
Lee one more time.
I like the idea of kicking the field goal, though, because you're down by essentially, you know, they missed that one extra point,
That's good.
and it's good.
So now you're down by 13. I see what you're saying. You score 2 more touchdowns here, you go up by 1
Exactly.
if your defenses can make the stands.
Right. That's the question. Can defense make the stand right here?
Well, they love the second half. They shut out Dinwiddie the entire second half.
They did.
See if Thomas Dale can still ride on that momentum that they were on on their first drive of this second half.
So 7 minutes to go of the third quarter. Prince George going to kick off to Thomas Dale for their second possession of this half.
An extremely bouncy kick through the middle would be a great onside attempt. There's nobody in that 40-yard range. 40-yard line range. Look at that.
And he boots it down. Thomas Dale's going to pick that up at the 15. Taking it up to about the 22.
Fantastic read by Dustin Wetstein. Fantastic read and open field tackle by him. Also a great kick by Santiano Freeman.
Very good kick. I mean, puts it where you would want it to be. You would only hope for a little bit more of a favorable bounce, but as far as the kick goes,
No complaints there. Thomas Dale's still starting out with pretty good field position here.
for sure. 1st and 10 on the 23, just under 7 minutes.
It's gonna be a
Hand
handoff.
off to the right side. He's going to run it up about 6 yards.
That was Kion Turner once again, the one that scored that last touchdown before the half.
So it's going to be a 2nd and 5 on the 28. Handoff to the right side again, running out of bounds before getting a first down, taking it up to the 41.
I believe that was D'Angelo Gray once again.
I was mistaken, the 36.
Just going to put it. That's going to be a new set of downs.
35-yard line. First and 10 Knights.
Run up the middle, going to the right side, going out of bounds.
There's Jordan Branch. Looks like he's moving the sticks one more time.
That takes it to the 49.
On Thomasdale, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to quickly get to the 50-yard line. Now I can start playing a little bit more manageable ball. You're up by 13. Prince George only having one full successful drive. This is where you just start trying to wear them out.
Yeah, do exactly what you're doing.
Screens, perimeter plays, all of it.
He's going to get, looks about 5 out of that. Going to take it up to the 46-yard line. Yeah, I agree. You're at the point of the game where you're going to have a lot of runs, a lot of quick slants, a lot of quick screens. You know, just get the ball out of your hands, wear that defense out a little bit, and just 5 yards here, 5 yards there. You know,
you're having great success with the runs. Keep wearing them out and keep the ball out of Tahir's hands.
He's going to run it straight up to the middle, and he's going to get met fast right there. He's going to get about a gain of 1. It's going to be a 3rd and 4.
Like Chris Allen on the great stop there to bring up 3rd down.
Gain of about 1. Bring up 3rd and 4.
They need to bounce it over here to the field side. They're only lining up one corner over here. They're playing one safety, not that far deep.
And your one corner is running to the other side.
Yeah, they're bringing over Brandon Jennings.
Minter looks like he's going to be a pass, and he does a scramble to the right side.
That was a fantastic play. They designed it to be a QB run. It was going to be a screen if it was there. If not, it's a QB run to the right. They had every single person running to that right side to pull Prince George this way, running to the left side to pull everybody from Prince George that way. That's what gave him all that extra room to run it to the right. He's great at reading when he can run.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it on that scramble for a touchdown.
Right. I mean, he's got 4 scramble scores this year, you know.
Great RPO option. Strong run.
Run up the middle. He's going to get another first down.
Thomasdale just taking the field in increments.
It's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 36. 4 minutes and 23 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Thomasdale up 20-17.
Oh, 7.
Or sorry, 20-7. Much different score.
Whole different ball game at that point, brother.
Minter does another screen pass to the left side.
Straight
Hit that
to
field
D'Angelo
side
Gray.
you were talking about, taking it up to looks about the 8, maybe the 7.
That was D'Angelo Gray once again. He's explosive out of that backfield.
First and goal Knights. At the 8-yard line.
So that's going to be 1st and 8.
First and goal, 8 to go. They give it to Jordan Branch. And they're gonna see.
They're going to say touchdown.
Carry down.
Touchdown. Thomas Dale.
Knights.
26-7. 3 minutes and 48 seconds. You think they go for 2 again to try to make it even again, or you just kick the field goal?
At this point, you just take the field goal.
Be up by 20?
Be up by 20 full points. It's because regardless, if you go up by, it's still just a 3-possession game regardless of the.
Right.
And it looks,
They're not going to take your advice, Jesse.
they're not listening to me, which
They'll go for 2.
I'm just the guy in the box.
Number 1, D'Angelo.
And like I said, dangerous with the ball in his hands.
Wow, there is a flag.
That was a direct snap to D'Angelo Gray with amazing footwork. Let's see what the flag was for. Holding on the offense, they're going to bring them back.
That's where it hurts them, because they've had this happen multiple times now, which earlier led to that Curtis Allen interception, is that they try to go for it on 2, just cause some errors, make a couple of mistakes, and it backs them up. Where if they just kick the extra point,
Well, I mean, that's just simple line discipline there. I mean, especially on a point after attempt, do not hold.
it's just such a fast momentum play,
Yeah.
Like there's no sense in holding. Just get in there, get aggressive, push back.
Looks like they're going to go for it one more time here. Looks like they got Mentor back on the field. We got 3 receivers out to the right. 4 with the running back going. Nothing there. Well covered. And just slings it to the back of the end zone. Looked like he was targeting, once again, Kion Turner there.
So that's going to make it a 19-point game, 26-7.
Sponsors and dedication to the program with the impact of COVID.
Yeah, Prince George was just all over that play. They ran it to the tight side of the field anyway.
Let's see what they can do. Like I said, seeing what they've done, I still don't count Prince George out at this point in the game.
Oh, no. There is a lot of football left. But I know how fast that clock can wind real fast down in the second half, especially with a team that's running with it pretty good.
Yeah. Thomas Dale's definitely playing good ball. You can't take anything away from them. They seem to have a game plan of what they wanted to do for this game, and they've done it. So you've got Thomas Dale gearing up to kick to Prince George to give Prince George another offensive chance to stay in this game.
Real low kick, line drive straight to Curtis Allen.
Bounces back, trying to go to the right side, taken down at what looks to be about the 32.
Good field position for the Royals to start out. 3:42 left in this third quarter.
So it's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 34, 3 minutes and 42 seconds into the left of the third quarter. Tahir Johnson steps back to take a pass, nearly intercepted, trying to get it to Jaden Banks. Risky move.
Did you watch Tahir on that play? Because there was a lot of, he was just, watching a 2-man rush coming straight at, he just stood there until the very last second that he could to try to get that ball to Jaden Banks. Thomas Dale just making a fantastic play on the ball also.
Well, it's one of those things, they say you're going to take the hit anyway. So you might as well make the play.
Oh, he's so used to getting hit at this point.
It's easier said than done, though. Don't get me wrong. You know, because it's hard looking at these two guys coming at you and just saying, like, all right, let's get it. To hear Johnson passes it to the left side, trying to get a screen, had some just low.
They're doubling Jalen Montgomery hard on this right side. That's how they're getting the pressure in there. I mean, they're sending people fast off that defensive line.
So 3rd and 10 on the 34. Prince George with the ball.
Curtis Allen lining up in the slot.
Tahir Johnson with a keep up the middle, scramble. He's going to get taken down about the line of scrimmage.
He had no time. He tried to step up in the pocket. He just had absolutely no time there.
So that's going to bring up 4th down. Looks like they're going to punt the ball. Giving Thomas Dale the ball again is not what you want being down by 19.
Clock still winding, just at 3 minutes left.
Another good kick by Prince George. Going out of bounds at about the 36-yard line.
He definitely did not want to kick that one to D'Angelo Gray once again.
No. Now is where you're starting to play that ball, what you were talking about earlier, of Thomas Dale just taking time off the clock. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, up by of the third quarter, up by 19. You just want to keep it out of their hands, keep it in yours as long as you can, waste as much time as you can, and just hope that defense can hold the offense when that time comes.
And what even helps is, you're starting on the 36 here. You want to get out to about the 45, maybe 50, if anything. Just take as much time off. Prince George is having trouble moving this ball, and you've got your defense pretty tuned in pretty good. Like I said, they're going to take that.
They're going to lose one here.
This is where I'm going to be seeing those screen passes. Those real good perimeter plays. Getting the ball back in Kion Turner's hands is probably going to be a big thing, or at least D'Angelo Gray.
For sure.
Like I said, you want at least one first down here, and then you can go into just pounding the rock to run all the time off to make it to where it's probably going to be about 1 quarter left for Prince George to try to get all them points back, which it can be done.
It can be done. It's just making it a lot harder.
D'Angelo Gray with it.
Yep, he's going to run up to the right side, stays on his feet to get a first down. Or wow, they're saying just short.
Oh.
Nope, there we go. About to say, he looked like he was over that marker there.
I was about to say.
He's going to take that up to the 46. 1 minute and 37 seconds to go.
And that's going to put you into the range where now if you have to punt, it's going to back them way up real far. So like I'm saying, this is where you're going to start playing those real good. You want to march down the field one more time to put a little bit of a dagger in it. But
the game plan is to take the time off.
Take the time. Look at this. They tried to do another little jet sweep fake with D'Angelo Gray there and ended up just handing it off straight up the middle. Looked like it was good for about 4 yards.
Short gain about 4. Let's bring up 2nd down.
Second and 6 on the 49. Minter steps back to pass, throws it deep.
He's got a man.
Oh, and he's just throws it past him.
A yard too far. And he just overshot Seamus Jones. He was strolling down the sideline. He had beat his man. Wow.
3rd and 6. Aggressive. You know?
Very aggressive. I mean, you've been pounding it this entire time. You know they're playing up close. They're playing man.
Like
That
you
was
said,
just
I think,
a shot.
Yeah, I think that was one of those dagger moves. I
But
think
once
they were,
again, look. Seamus Jones all alone, all the way on this side of the field. And he isn't even looking this way.
Oh, he connects with his man, but the defender got to him quickly and ended up dropping the ball. So that's going to bring up 4th down.
That was... I'm trying to see. Because that was a hit.
Yeah. They're going to bring up special teams. They're going to punt this ball away. Prince George's defense is trying to keep them in it. You know, they need offense to score, and you've got to do it quick at this point. Being down by 3, you know, you've got to kind of get out there and get it done.
Just to give the credit where it needs to go for that hit, Brandon Jennings laying it down out there. Good low, fast kick. Kept it away from Allen really good.
Takes it up to the 9-yard line.
You let that keep rolling next time. Good coverage.
Around the 10-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 Royal at the 10.
Prince George once again starting very deep in their own territory. 18 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. I'd like to take some time and ask y'all to please like, share, and subscribe our page. We will be here for a few more games for Prince George.
We will let you know as soon as we know. We're thinking we should be able to get into Petersburg next week. That will be another Saturday game at 2 o'clock. If not, we will definitely be here to close it down for Meadowbrook. Hopefully, you know, depending on what happens, on where they fall in the playoff seeds, we're hoping to be able to cover those as well. Here Johnson throws it quick and it's almost interception. It was in his hands and out.
It was tipped at the line, and it was almost intercepted by Thomas Dale. I want to say that was Amari Smalls. Or it might have been Seamus Jones.
Yeah, it was Jones, number 19.
Well, he had 29 right there with him helping, and that was where my confusion came from.
Yep, 19 in and out of his hands. Tahir Johnson was quick to get it out of his hands, though.
He's trying to make something happen here.
Run off to the left side. He's going to pass it. Another nearly intercepted
Thomas
play.
Dale are playing ball hawk game right now.
It was Zaquan Wallace.
Pass is incomplete. We'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Royals.
It's Prince George, 3rd and 10 on the 10. 7 seconds to go of this 3rd quarter. You've got to make a play if you're Prince George, and you got to do it right now.
You need a first down at least just so you can breathe and get a little bit more room behind you so you can try to actually execute a play that you have trust in.
Yeah.
I mean, that has been back-to-back passes with Curtis Allen just staying in the backfield for blocking, and Tahir Johnson still running for his life with this Thomas Dale pressure coming in.
It's interesting, too, because, I mean, they're kind of veering away from what was working.
They had that 1-2 punch with Javon Davis-Lee, and here they go. And
Again,
that is intercepted.
Wow, there is a flag back at the backfield, so I'm curious on what that's going to be. But as it stands right this second, that is an interception.
That looked like Zaquan Wallace once again being the ball hawk on that play.
I think they're going to call that penalty on Thomas Dale. That's what they pointed to at first.
Thomas Dale's defense has already left the field. It was on Prince George. They waved it off.
Wow.
They're going to keep the interception. Thomas Dale ball starting off in Prince George's own red zone.
You can just see the energy shift in them, though. Prince George is slow, walking on and off the field. Not much life on this sideline, where if you look at Thomas Dale, they're all high-fiving and running around. I mean, it's a game of momentum, and Thomas Dale has it right now.
Thomas Dale has it, holding on to it. We're going to flip fields here at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Thomas Dale, 26. Prince George, 7.
So that is going to be 26 Thomasdale to 7 Prince George. That'll be a 1st and 10 on the 15. As Jesse said, they are flipping fields or flipping sides. You hate to call a game before it's over, but with 12 minutes to go, if Thomasdale were to find a way to get in the end zone here, that's
a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. They came out here and they've somewhat held on to control of the scoreboard this entire time. They ran away with it here in the third quarter. Interested to see how they play out their next couple of drives. I mean, this close, I'm going for the dagger. I mean, there's just no way I'm not trying to get in the end zone
Yeah,
here.
Why not? Put it away.
Put it away. That way you can breathe. You can almost try plays out for the next game.
But you don't want to be too risky, though, and throw that interception.
Of course
because
not.
one interception
can bring them right back.
Changes everything. Because, I mean, again, 12 minutes left on the clock with 3 timeouts.
Just one interception where you didn't need to throw one.
They're going to give it to Gray right up the middle, and he's going to go backwards for 2.
That was Jordan Branch.
I'm mistaken.
D'Angelo Gray was over there on the sideline, it looked like.
Also with the ball. We're up 2nd and 12.
It's going to be 2nd and 12 on the 17.
A little confusion on the Dale offensive side here. Jet sweep to Kyon Turner.
He's going to gain, looks like 1 out of that.
I'd have audibled out after you had already messed up showing it.
Right. So it's going to be 3rd and 11. 10 minutes and 50 seconds to go of this game. Thomasdale up 26-7.
This is exactly what you wanted to do as Prince George's defense. You've backed them up a yard. You've made your stand.
Make one more.
As long as you can make 1, maybe even 2 more, depending on what they do on 4th down.
Minter is going to pass to the end zone and it's back blocked.
He was
by
intending
Prince George.
He was intending Seamus Jones there.
Jaden Banks all over him to make that play on defense.
Jaden Banks is usually a name we say a little bit more. He's been a pretty good help on defense this game so far.
Yeah. So that's going to be 4th and 11. They're going for it. Interesting call.
You're up this far. If anything, they start out on the 15.
Minter passes it again, and it's almost intercepted.
That was Stephon Hicks trying to bring Prince George right back in with an interception.
It's funny, like you're saying, you've got these players who are normally so dominant on offense, like Stephon Hicks, who are just being ball hawks on the defense. You know, they're in there and making plays. You know, he almost had it, he didn't have it, but you know, turnover on downs, it's what you want.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that was perfect execution for defense right there on Prince George. You let them get nothing. And that took a little momentum away from him. Hopefully gave it back to the spark of this offense. See, you're going to give it right back to Allen up the middle.
Curtis Allen is going to run up the middle. He's going to stay on his feet to that field side.
Fighting the whole way.
He's going to get, looks about 6 out of that. That's kind of, although it takes more time off the clock, and I understand that time is super precious at this point, that is what has been working, though. If you can put a little upbeat, you know, get a little pep in your step, you could start moving this ball again.
No doubt.
So that's going to be 2nd and 5 on the 21. Just under 10 minutes of this game.
But this is where you start doing your 1-2 punches. This
For
is when
sure.
you start putting Curtis Allen in the slot and you start letting Javon Davis-Lee line up behind
Right here,
him.
Tahir Johnson, look number 26 over here on the side, open.
Did he catch that?
That is a catch. He is going to get a first down.
We got somebody down on PG.
Good read through the play.
Can't see who that is. It's in the area where it's got to be a lineman.
Yeah. I see Tahir Johnson over here, Curtis Allen.
Over there. Javon Davis-Lee's walking
back
around.
up.
William Headley. That is must be number 73 or 78. It's either Jaden Bonner or Isaiah Palingo. I'm trying. I was wrong both ways. I think it's 72.
Yeah, I think that's 72.
That's going to make it Jalen Montgomery.
So first down, Prince George. 1st and 10 on the 29.
That's a big piece of your offensive line.
Yes, very much so.
That is a big piece.
He walked out on his own accord, though.
He's
He could come back out.
no doubt. This is a perfect cramp day.
Tahir Johnson stepped back for a pass,
Intercepted.
and it's intercepted.
It's going to be Amari Smalls with the interception.
Any type of momentum we thought they had just left. That is the opposite of what you needed. That's going to give Thomas Dale the ball with just over 9 minutes to go. Still up by 19.
Starting out in great field position. Once again,
Like I said, it's just, you stick to what's been working. Prince George can run the ball, and they can pass the ball too, but they can only pass the ball when they run the ball. When they bring that defense in, it opens the door for the backfield, and they're not doing that right now.
I mean, I get it. You're down 19 points. I fully get it. I mean, you need to move the ball down the field. I mean,
You still have 3 timeouts.
still you've held on to all of your timeouts, and that's Chris Allen with the tackle there, getting a little help from what looked to be Brody Early.
That's going to be 2nd down. They gained 4 out of it, so it's going to be a 2nd and 6 on the 36.
I tell you, watch D'Angelo Gray. He walks like he's the biggest guy on the field.
When you've had the game that he's had,
Yeah, he's walking like he is the biggest man on that
you
field.
walk with a little confidence,
I love it.
Number 6, Aaron
He had some room over here.
He is going to get a first down. He's going to take it up to the 21-yard line.
That's going to keep the clock moving. That's going to make Thomas Dale be that much closer. That's going to get him that's inside the 20, isn't it? Nope, they're just outside the 20.
Yeah, 21, 22 area.
8 minutes and 15 seconds left with the clock ticking.
That wind picking up.
Eight minutes. There we go.
Run up the middle.
Strong run, too.
number 6.
Looks to be about another 4 or 5 yard gain.
Here bring up 2nd and 6.
7:45 left in the game.
Thomas Dale doing exactly what they need to. Like we said, 4 yards there, 4 yards here. Keep the ball out of their hand. Take away as much time as you can. At this point, you want to score, but you don't even necessarily care about scoring. Just to take the time away. Prince George is gonna run out of time.
This is where you do your different style runs. I wouldn't attack the middle at all. I would do these little jet
Yep.
sweeps just like this to the outside. And D'Angelo Gray refused to go down.
Stays on his
Still
feet.
dancing.
What a beautiful run!
Touchdown, Thomas Dale. D'Angelo Gray, what an effort on that
Whoa.
run. Like I was telling you at the beginning of the game while I watched this first break here, he's got the brakes, he's got the he's got everything in it. He is a very, very confident runner.
Wow, what a run.
Yeah, you can go ahead and still walk like you're the biggest man on the field, D'Angelo Gray.
It's just one of those things, you know. I mean, they've got the confidence. They've got the momentum. You know, you've got somebody like Gray following up after Chris Tyree last year. He had a good mentor to show him the way.
Fantastic. I mean, watching him at Notre Dame this past year was awesome.
Was fun, wasn't it?
So awesome.
Man, seeing that, what was it, 90, what was it, a 90?
He set a record, didn't he?
Yeah, it was Notre Dame's longest run or,
Longest return?
yeah, something. Well, I'm trying to remember, it was it 98 yards?
98 kick return, I believe. And that's going to be good. It's going to make the score 33-7. Thomas Dale well on top with 7 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in this fourth quarter. Now everything you do for PG, if you can't come back and win, it's all for pride for the next week. I mean,
Because you're still in it.
you're still in it. I mean,
Again, 4 teams.
high
make the
school football, baby. Anything can happen.
Right. Well, and you're in the playoff hunt still. You know, a one-loss team can still make the playoffs depending on what happens through the rest of the season, you know. You need Highland Springs. They play Verina still. You know, Verina's still in the mix.
For all you Dale fans, you ain't got to worry about Bird.
Yeah, Bird, they're, I believe,
I don't think
winless.
I don't think they've won a single game all season.
I know I watched that game last week on YouTube. Thank you, Dark Zone, for sharing the link because that was a good game. When you're
Great game.
again being from Chester, playing, you know, and going to Thomas Dale, there's something about that Bird Dale game that just it is a must win. You've got to win it. You know, it's
For
just
both sides.
For both
For
sides.
both sides.
And for them to come back and win 39-34 right at the end, oh my gosh, you're just talking about just a beautiful play. That's what the Battle of Chester is supposed to be. I don't want to see a blowout. I want to see a battle all the way. Who's better?
Let me see it. Thomas Dale getting ready to kick the ball back off to Prince George now.
Another good kick to Allen. Allen stays up with a big hit.
Ooh.
That was Tanner Fine to take that hit.
With a fine hit right there, wasn't it?
There you go. It was. So that's going to be Prince George with the ball on the 35.
Catches a few blocks.
Here Johnson tries to run up. He's going to get.
Thomas Dale not letting up on the pressure at all.
So 6 minutes and 36 seconds left to go of this game. Thomas Dale up 33-7. To hear Johnson still scrambling. Takes a big sack all the way back to the 21-yard line. They just cannot get anything moving on offense. They looked good there in the first quarter. Since then, Thomas Dale's defense has just stepped up.
I'd say Tahir's probably one of my favorite players this year.
For sure. I mean, the guy,
He's got so much heart in him, Matt. You can just see it.
I mean, you could see that stiff arm right at the beginning. He ended up taking the sack, but I mean, he blocked the one. He just gives it his all every single snap.
Watch Javon Davis-Lee over here. Calling him over in motion, send him to the other side.
To hear Johnson passes it to this left side.
Opens it up for Lee Peterson.
tries to jump just to get back to where they should have been, he's still going to be shy. It's going to be a 4th and 14.
4th and long here for the Royals. Clock winding down to just over 5 minutes left. Right under 4 or 5 minutes now. They're going to punt this ball away. They're going to punt the ball away. Low kick. Gave a pretty favorable Prince George bounce. Still's going to let Thomas Dale start at about the 41, 42 yard line. They're going to have just over 4.5 minutes to work with.
A win here for Thomas Dale sets them up nicely for the playoff picture. Going in, the only 2 games they'll have left to play is Matoaka, who's 1-2, just won their first game against Colonial Heights last week. And then they go into Dinwiddie at home, and Dinwiddie's 2-1. 1 loss here to Prince George, and then have gone on to beat Matoaka in Petersburg. Sets them up nicely. You know, that's what you want. You're hoping to go into the postseason undefeated. Thomas Dale with a good run up the middle. Going to get about 5 out of it.
Brandon Rose there on the run.
Like we said, Prince George can still make that playoff picture. It's just going to take a little more variables at this point. You know, you kind of got to hope on a loss somewhere.
It's hard this season with only 4 teams
Right.
going. It's hard this season. Like we told you in the very first game, every single snap is going to matter at some point. That interception down here couldn't have happened. I mean, all of those little things is going to be what you look back on.
Big run to that left side.
Once again, Brandon Rose coming out shining.
He's going to take it all the way up to Prince George 40.
I mean, once again, Thomas Dale letting even more people run the ball. Who else wants to run it? Letting everybody run today.
You never know when you're going to need them. You know, get everybody some reps. When you're up 33-7, you're up 26 points, you know. Get everybody some reps. Like I said, going into the remaining 2 games into a postseason, you need to make sure that you can count on every single person.
And he's a sophomore, so if you're letting Brandon Rose get some reps now, you're... Oh, look, there he goes.
Up the middle.
That's going to be a touchdown, Brandon Rose, for Thomas Dale. 3 plays back to back to back, all Brandon Rose, and he marched down the field to put the final dagger, I believe, into Prince George. It's going to make it 39-7 with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left. For a sophomore, you want him to get that confidence right now.
For sure. 39-7. Kick the field goal, right? Get an even 40.
Just kick the field goal. If they go for the 2-point, that would be a little bit of a mean move, yeah. Make sure we got all 11 out there. Zaquan Wallace coming in a little late.
And it's good. Oh, it's not. It looked good from my angle.
That looked good from what I saw, but
I'm going to trust the judges, but...
Might be wrong.
So that's going to be 40-7.
39-7 if they didn't get the... Yeah, they didn't get it.
Oh, they did not get it. 39-7. Thomas Dale. 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go of this ball game. Again, if you're... Coming back at this point would be very difficult. Go to what you're used to. Try to score 1 here, you know, just so you can get some of that confidence back. But go to what you've been doing that's worked.
You want to have a nice fluent drive here. Even if it takes all of the 3 minutes off the clock, you want a good fluent drive for Prince George here, just so you can look. You're good at this.
Right.
They've played great games all season. Just Thomas Dale had the number today, and I wonder if that, like, the pushing it back one more day might have just thrown the preparation off just a little bit. Good kick from Jonathan Martinez straight to Chris Tyree, who was surrounded real fast.
It's Curtis Allen.
Curtis
Chris
Allen.
Tyree plays for Notre Dame these days.
Wow. All right, I slipped up. I've done it.
Shout out to Chris Tyree. If you're
Shout out
watching.
to Tyree, brother.
So that's going to be 1st and 10 on the 35.
Oh,
Wow.
Fumble on the play.
Thomas Dale is saying their ball. It is.
it is.
Wow. I don't know that he had control of that ball. I
He
think
just
that
coughed it
should
up.
have been a drop. I don't believe that was actually a fumble because I don't think he ever had control. He kind of
I'd have to go back and look. I mean, what sucks is we don't have replay
Right.
to see how many steps he took, how much full control he had, but
It hit him in the chest, and he was fumbling around with it since it was put there. And I don't think he ever had control of that ball. Again, I mean, it's kind of a missed point at this point, but so that's going to be Thomas Dale ball, 39-7, up 32.
guarantee they learn ball control in practice this week.
There's going to be a lot of conversations had, and, I think a lot of it's going to be going back to our bread and butter. Prince George is going to talk about what worked and what has continued to work. Thomas Dale with a big run to that left side.
That was Julian Oxidine for Thomas Dale. Once again, letting somebody else take the ball. He's only a sophomore also.
2nd and 1.
We're going to run it to that left side again, and he stays on his feet
Ball across the left side.
up to
Justin Fowler
And guess what?
16.
Somebody else different. That is Justin Faber running it for the Knights there.
down to about the 12.
If you're Thomas Dale, though, you've got to be really confident knowing that you're giving the ball to somebody new almost every snap and they're getting you first downs. That means that they can go into this, that no matter who we give it to, they're going to make a play.
I mean, you've got a bright future. I mean, where's Justin Faber? I mean, he's a senior, so he's leaving you. But with Julian Oxidine and Brandon Rose being able to show out the way they have,
Right, and you've still got them for a couple years,
yep, both of them are sophomores, like I said. So you still got 2 more seasons of them. And Brandon Rose with that impressive 3-play run.
And Thomas Dale takes a knee. They're going to just wind this clock down. That is going to be a Thomas Dale win. They are going 3-0 at this point.
Minute 20, and it's ticking right on down.
Just a minute over. Yeah, I mean, I just what a good game by Thomas Dale. Offense, defense, they had a plan, and it's like they executed that plan.
Well, for them to go out and have a comeback win on Bird like they did with a dueling battle against somebody that they always have a dueling battle with, to come out here to an undefeated Prince George team after they just ran the dog on Colonial Heights last week, and to put up a score like they did on them that's just a confidence booster. Like we talked about, spreading the ball out like they had. I mean, they gave it to, I think, like 10 different runners. I mean, it was, I think everybody that had running back, halfback, or whatever on their roster touched the ball today. So that is another big confidence boost. Watching Brandon Rose, that seriously impressed me on that 3-play drive by him.
For sure.
That was a serious impressment. But Prince George, they had their shining moments. They got down to the red zone multiple times and just walked away with nothing. I mean, they've got to start knowing how to completely cap off drives. I mean, they got to do that the entire game.
That's been their issue all season long, is that they get down into the red zone and they don't close. You know, they're averaging, I think, 16 points a game is what they're averaging, and Dale's averaging like 28. Both teams going down on the 45s and taking knees. I think they're just making a sign of unity here. You know, at the end of the day, through this crazy year that we've gone through and all this, I mean, having a sign of unity for each player. You've got, what is that, 79 in the middle?
Together? Is that what this is? I think they were just praying together.
Hats off to them. You know, again, Prince George comes away with their first loss of the season, but can still have enough respect for their fellow contenders. You know, to
Thomas
sit down.
Dale got the revenge from last year, didn't they?
But that's what I was gonna say when you were talking about Thomas Dale and Bird always playing each other hard, and you know, blah blah blah. They come back with that win. Last year, these two teams played each other. That was the best game we saw all year.
Yeah, it was.
It was, and Prince George came back with a last-minute win. These are a couple of teams that when they play each other, you never know what's going to happen.
Yes, sir. But fantastic game by Thomas Dale. Whole lot to hang your hat on. Prince George, you are not out of it yet. We got to see what ends up happening with the rest of this season. We don't know if we're going to have Petersburg for certain next week. We're going to try our best.
We will have Meadowbrook the week after. For Thomas Dale, follow the Dark Zone so you can keep up with them. Like I said, they go on to play Matoaka and then Dinwiddie. So two good last two games for each team. We appreciate you all for listening.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.